Recently, the entire crypto market is crashing, the world is in a state of mass panic, and alongside that, we have Cardano also with a steady decline on the price side of things. In today's video, I want to discuss some of the contributing factors outside of all the macroeconomics going on in the world right now, and things with general cryptocurrencies that aren't applying to others but are applying to Cardano in terms of selling pressure and increased chances of price decline. I know that was a lot of big words, but really in today's video what I'm talking about is Cardano initial stake pool offerings or initial stake offerings, where pretty much a protocol who wants to build in Cardano offers up their native token that they create out of thin air, and yes, it probably will have value, and in exchange for earning that by staking to a stake pool and taking all of the ADA rewards, usually all of them. A lot of protocols have not done this, and I will make note of that. But they're essentially getting all of the stake pool rewards, which would go to delegators normally, and taking 99% margin rather than, 3 to 4% margin. That being said, with that comes a cost to not only the delegates, but also the entire Cardano protocol, and I want to highlight that in today's video, that this selling pressure does add up and it is a lot of ADA. So this whole video was prompted by a tweet by Conrad, operator of Blade Pool, 0% margin for life, and really good guy, also building ADA handle. There's going to be a video on that later this week, but basically he's saying anyone who's delegating to get these ADA projects native token, rather than that 4% ADA annually, are donating to a sense to these pools, and these pools are likely going to sell said ADA they earned. And I'll tell you how much it is. It's quite a bit each epoch for a full pool, and that's multiplied by how many pools they have. But they're going to sell the ADA on the market, and this does create a lot of selling pressure, especially when you have things like Meld and 10 other projects doing this, and it adds up quick, and it becomes an insurmountable amount of ADA being sold onto the market, which will drive the price down. If we look back a year ago today, Cardano price was actually higher than it is right now, and we had far less things on the network. We didn't have NFTs, really. We didn't have marketplaces. We didn't have DEXs. We didn't have all of these things, and yet the price was higher. And yes, this is due to the general cryptocurrency market being down in the slumps, but also I think Cardano has taken a bigger hit because of things like these ISPOs. I'm not trying to make out these projects to be devils or bad people. I'm just telling you the repercussions of a project funding through this method and how it might affect the open market. Personally, I still really like a lot of the projects that are using this model, but this model does have flaws. And in today's video, I want to talk about the flaws that will have on me and you and the protocol in general as we move forward out through 2022 and any other years where this model is still viable and used. Now, I want to also mention SundaySwap, MinSwap, 2 DEXs. They've used this model and a lot of other places, but they don't take a 99% fee. Instead, they take a normal fee, 3, 4%, whatever it may be. They run a successful pool. They earn a decent amount of ADA still, and they also provide that native token to their delegates. So that's one way to do it. Obviously, a lot of the money is also made through their initial DEX offering or their initial coin offering when they launch their DEX or have a liquidity event, basically for their token, depending on the protocol, depending on the platform. But as we can see here, Meld, at one point they had 9 pools, okay? And this went on for, I believe it was at least 10 to 20 epochs. It was a lot, okay? It was more than 50 days. It was multiple months. And if we go here, 10 epochs is 50 days, okay? So I'm gonna go down here. But essentially, one epoch will generate on average, I put it to be about 30K. If they have around 100% luck, you're gonna see 34K here. So 30,000 ADA if they have 99% margin. This is Gen 1. This is one of Genius Yield's pools. Maladex also has a few pools. Genius Yield has a few pools. But Meld back in the day had, I believe it was 8 or 9 pools. They had a lot of pools, okay? And if each one's generating 30,000 ADA, and at the time when Meld was doing this, ADA was closer to $3 than it is $1 right now. So this was even more, but 30,000 ADA times 10 epochs times 50 days is 300,000 ADA. Likely, they're going to need to sell this to fund their development, to fund their legal team, to fund whatever else into US dollars, meaning selling it onto the open market. So yes, this is going to have an impact, but this is only one pool for 10 epochs, okay? If they have 9 pools, this is now times 90, or you could times 30,000 by 9, but not that good at math. So that's 2.7 million ADA sold onto the open market because of one project's ISPO. So maybe this isn't the biggest dent in the world, but when this is done through multiple pools, multiple protocols, and sold onto the open market, these things add up, okay? So imagine this, and imagine this times 10, or, times whatever, times 5. Just because people wanted some free native tokens, this is a result. Now, this is also good. We're funding projects that are building things that are meaningful, hopefully. But at the same time, it is something to think about. We're giving up the ADA rewards, and we're handing them to people we know are going to need to sell them. It's not the 100% best methodology, or, it's not a crypt or a crutch really for Cardano. It's just something to think about, that this will drive price down. More people selling or more ADA being sold is going to go down rather than go up for the price side of things. So does this, or delegating to Maladex or Genius Yield or whatever other pool, make you a bad person? No. But it is something to keep in mind that when you're doing this, yes, these are protocols who need funding. They're doing this to get funding. They are likely going to sell the Cardano. We do want price of Cardano to go up. It helps adoption. It helps everyone win in a sense. Obviously, though, we don't live in a perfect world, and things are likely not going to go as planned. That being said, going forward, I'm likely not going to be doing any of these events. I do have some stake in Maladex right now, as it's one of my favorite projects that I've been interested in for a long time, just based on their team and their documentation. And also Genius Yield, I do have a small amount in, mostly because I'm a degenerate, and they said they're going to give you an NFT if you stake with them, and I can't keep my hands off of NFTs. As much as it doesn't make sense sometimes, they are addicting. Looking forward, I want to find new ways to enhance the protocol or provide funding without necessarily giving up stake or giving up ADA we know is going to be sold. I know that Catalyst right now, the governance method of funding development, essentially does this at a different scale, where we have a treasury, we give the treasury to people, they're going to sell for USD so they can actually fund development. But this to me is people giving up their normal protocol rewards and accelerating that amount of sales, because this is new ADA coming into circulation that is immediately being put on the market. This isn't, bought at some price and then, sold at a different price. This is newly minted ADA. It's a little bit different than other methods of acquiring ADA in a treasury and redistributing it and then selling it comparatively. Anyways, that's it for today's video. I wanted to make people aware of this, that staking with these ISPOs with 99% margins does have an effect on the protocol, as they're likely going to need to sell the ADA to fund development. That's the whole point. A lot of people I know don't care. A lot of these projects will provide great value, and I still very much like a lot of these projects. But again, just making you aware of it so you know. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great freaking day. I love all the projects that are building on Cardano. No hate against any of the ones doing the ISPOs, but I just want to make people aware of it. See you in the next one. It's Jack. Peace out.